Yes, guys, welcome to Chasing Green Arrows. It's a deadline day. It's the final deadline for Game Week 38. Deadline day is tomorrow. Don't panic. But we have got FPL chat in the next hour, Dean, but we've also got a watch along for the penalty shootout.
Yeah, we've got a penalty shootout to determine who lands in the Premier League and in FPL next season. Luton Town won, Coventry won. Luton thought they'd nicked it. Well, the fans did. They scored a goal 2 minutes from the end of extra time. I think the geezer who scored it knew that it wasn't going to count because he barely celebrated while everyone jumped on him. It was handball, 100%. And now they're heading into penalties. My prediction for this game was that Coventry win it on penalties, so that is legit. That was legit my prediction for this. So I'm happy that at least I've got this far with my prediction. So that's good. I'll be honest, don't really care who wins from here. Doesn't really affect me at all.
Have you not got a soft spot for Luton, seeing as you worked there for 2 years?
No, I probably got the opposite from working there for 2 years. I can't say it endeared itself to me, mate.
I'm massively pro Luton. My uncle's a season ticket holder. He's there. He is so nervous, and for him, I want the win. But I also
all
have
I remember is the parking.
Oh yeah, go on.
The parking's a nightmare in Luton. You can't park anywhere. The only place is a supermarket, and they tow you. So it was a nightmare. That's my main takeaway from covering Luton for 2 years. And obviously the entrances that you've probably all seen on TikTok and stuff by now.
I love the entrances.
Yeah,
I love the memes around the entrances with, like, I don't know, some street in, like, I don't know, Sri Lanka, and it's like, yeah, this is the other entrance to the stadium.
Yeah, exactly that. But yeah, so guys, we will be kind of commentating here a little bit on Luton v Coventry. I've got it live right in front of me, so I will be shouting. I don't know, G, have you got it on the stream rather than the TV?
Yes, I'm going to be on a delay, but that's fine. You can tell me.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to say you're right with me spoiling it by about 5 seconds.
I'm on Now TV stream, and I'm usually I'm so far behind that when I watch games on Sky Sports, I have to put my phone away till half time because my mates will text me. I'm usually about 45 seconds behind. Yeah.
Oh, that's painful.
So yeah. But no, that's great. I mean, I'm guessing everyone in the chat is going to be watching along with us. Let us know in the chat. Are you currently watching the shootout? I'm hoping you've got eyes on the shootout and you're listening to us. So give us a yes or a no. If you don't know what's happening, and for those of you that are watching on catch up, you might want to fast forward the next 5 minutes. But I promise you, after the shootout, it'll be all FPL chat. But look, this is important.
Yeah.
There are potentially going to be there will be FPL options from one of these teams next season. And it'll be Cov or Luton. No one saw this. No one saw these two teams coming up this season. So
no one saw
they're both in the final is huge.
Yeah, I have to admit, I'm not sure who the Luton assets would be if they were to come up. Coventry have got a few really decent technical players. Luton's best player seems to be Marvellous Nakamba, and seeing as what we got from him at Aston Villa previously, I'm not sure any of us are going to be rushing to pick him. But it looks like the penalties are going to be taken in front of the Luton fans. So
get in.
Advantage Luton, I would say.
They've ruled out Michael Oliver for this one as well, mate. What's that all about? I think he doesn't referee the championship, but he gets to play a final.
Yeah, playoff final. I guess it's considered a Premier League warm-up match, isn't it? So they bring in VAR, they bring in the big refs. Everything's focused on it. FPL Just Incredibles, all focus on CGA. Thank you, appreciate it. Adam says was watching on phone, but rather be on this. Yeah, sorry if you are trying to watch this. I'm. Look, by the time this stream catches up with you, maybe I'll be on a similar time to when you're watching on your stream. I don't know, but I know that I've got actual Sky Sports on here, so it's probably 5 seconds behind what is actually going on at the stadium, I guess. But as close as we can get to revealing who will be, well, the 20th team in the Premier League next season. We already know the other two that are coming up, and we've lost Southampton. That much we know. Can any of these teams be worse than Southampton? We'll soon find out. Yeah, this should be good, mate. Take some questions while we're waiting. Yeah.
FPL Tomred says, lads, were you on at 7? Just tuned in a few minutes ago. The good news is you're not late. No. We actually streamed at 7:30 tonight, so we're here till 8:30. Eddie's watching Munster in Ireland beat the Stormers. That's a big final. Eddie, were you watching the Premiership final earlier? Because I missed the start of the Championship playoff because I had eyes on and was really into the Sale versus Saracens game. I was gutted for Sale. But yeah, I forgot the Munster were playing later today. FPL Soccer Crazies, Luton's going to win. I always think, Dean, whoever's taking the first penalty, and I think statistically, if you're taking the first penalty, you've got something like a 62% chance of winning. Like,
is that right?
Statistically, the team that goes first, more likely to win than the team that goes second. But obviously, the end is probably important. The players you have on your team are important. The goalkeepers are so important. But I always want to go first. And if I'm a fan, I'm really hoping, like if I'm a Luton fan, Luton have the first kick.
Okay, well, I'll be able to. Well, I can tell you, mate, Luton are stepping up first. Luton are stepping up here. So it's in front of the Luton fans, and Luton are taking the first pen. And to be honest, I think Luton probably deserving to win this final from what I've seen of it.
Third in the league.
Yeah, like I haven't watched this game like super closely. I haven't been like analysing it, but I have had it on for the entirety of the game, and it does seem to me that Luton have had good enough chances and played well enough. Especially they suffered a really scary injury in the first 10 minutes or so. And they've overcome that too. So let's be a massive story if Luton actually get this done.
They got the bigger keeper, Luton. They got the bigger keeper. I love that in a shootout. When I saw Donnarumma and Pickford in the Euros final, I was like, the shootout's all about keepers for me. That's where you get your real heroes. I like to back the keepers in shootouts. And I'm like, Donnarumma's going to win this for us.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Well, Luton are stepping up right now. It's their number 9, and he stuck it straight in the bottom corner. So Luton are winning 1-0. Morris has got the first one. So there you go, people. Luton's number 9, a guy called Morris. He's scored a pen, and he's taken the first one. So if you want to know who Luton's penalty taker will be next season, might well be him.
Do you reckon put your best man first, Dean, in a shootout? Do you like that? I like that.
I do like that, mate. I really do like that. Like, you just want that confidence boost of getting the first one on the charts, don't you? It's a horrible feeling to miss the first one. Like, saving yourself till last doesn't work for me. I'll always think that just get your best ones in there straight away and get the goals on the board. Because sometimes you don't get to take the last one.
Get to 5, do you?
Yeah. So Coventry are stepping up now. I'll let you know what happens in about 3 seconds' time as he steps up. He scored. It's 1-1. Sent the keeper the wrong way. 2 very good penalties so far. Rich says, if Luton win, Dean, Fulham can take Gyökeres off Coventry's hands. I don't think we're leading that race, Rich. I think West Ham are in that race. Brentford are in that race.
Everton replacement.
Everton like him, but they might be in Championship. Same with Leicester, I think. There's a lot of teams.
Would he stay if Cov win?
I think he'll stay. I think he would stay if Coventry win. Not guaranteed, but I think he would stay. But yeah, that's a good point, Rich. But yeah, I don't fancy Fulham's chances there. I think we'll be looking abroad for our new striker, from what I've heard so far.
This Coventry kit looks like a Man City old one when they had Thomas Cook on the front.
Yeah, my little boy thought it was Man City. He said, "Where's Haaland?" I said, "Don't they wish they had that? Don't they wish they had that?" It's 2-1. Luton have just scored. The guy who I thought he'd scored the winner 2 minutes from the end, has now scored a pen. So 2-1 to the mighty town. Yeah.
Good for him, because that would have been one of the penalty takers I'd be nervous about. Like,
he celebrated a lot as well. Like, you could see the relief in him. He was like, there was some chest pumping going on, a big sigh of relief, a fist punch, all sorts going on. He needed that off his chest.
Mate, from someone, let us know in the chat, from someone that doesn't watch Championship football, usually the teams that come up, I know half the team because they have players that have played Premier League football before, or they're a team that have been in the Premier League before, gone down and come back up. I do not know Marvelous Nakamba, and maybe there's one or two others, but literally do not know any of these blokes provide the team. So I need some serious research on both these teams next season. From Sheffield United, for example, I can name the 11, but these guys, not a chance.
Absolutely, yeah. Gyökeres has just stepped up and smashed one in the roof of the net, so it's 2-2 now. Interesting. Indian football coach says 1, 3, 5 best penalty takers. Well, Coventry just stuck theirs in second, so they don't agree with you on that one. But I appreciate the logic there. I totally see where you're coming from. I think it's really hard, isn't it, to come up with a good penalty strategy. I don't think anyone's nailed it. Marvelous Nakamba is next up for Luton Town.
Oh, I'm nervous about him taking the pen.
I think there's reason to be.
It's going over.
There's reason to be. Get your bets in, people. Answer coming extremely soon because he's stepping up right now. I'll tell you what, he scored a beautiful penalty there, tucked it away, really composed. So it's 3-2 to Luton, and all the pens have been really nice so far. Yeah,
in this pressured environment.
Sorry, it says I've got a Scooby-Doo about any of the players. Yeah, mate. Look, I usually have a pretty good grip on the Championship, but like you say, like these Coventry, I have got a reasonable amount of knowledge of, but Luton, honestly, I just
League One
assume
players.
just assume they're not coming up as well. So like, I don't have to cover Championship football, so I don't really worry about it. And now I'm like, oh, gonna have to do some research here over the next couple of months if these next couple of pens go in. Coventry about to step up and
I've only just
one.
seen the Cambers. Like that's how far behind they are.
Oh, really? Yeah, Coventry are literally taking their third one right now, so you're a whole penalty behind, and it's 3-3 now. So Coventry are back in. Rathikin said Coventry will miss the third one. Afraid they didn't, mate. They've tucked that away nicely. Almost all of them are like in that corner so far that they're in the side netting as well. Like all these penalties have been really, really nice, considering their legs will be gone after 120 minutes at Wembley, and the pressure on them here. And it's a really hot day as well in London. These players have been brilliant. Like full credit to them for showing this level that they're getting to right now in the shootout. It's been really good. But in the next few minutes, we are going to find out
whoever
who
comes
the melon
up
of the week is.
Are we writing them off? Yeah, melon. You're already thinking of melon of the week. I love that. Whoever comes up, are we thinking there's very unlikely
favourites for relegation?
Like that'll be. But we said the same with Bournemouth.
Oh, you did, mate. It's 4-3. Luton have just scored. Clark's hucked one away. Yeah, we thought the same exactly. We thought the same with Bournemouth, and even more so, I thought it of Nottingham Forest last season. Yeah. Obviously, they went out and bought an entire new squad, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're definitely going to be safe. I'd say Coventry got a really good manager in Mark Robbins. He's somebody he's done really well for them and brought them up through the leagues as well. And yeah, he's got really good credentials.
But money? Do they have money? Would they invest?
They've got a new backer recently, so I think they might. I mean, that's been Coventry's big problem for falling down the leagues. They haven't had money, but yeah, I think they might actually have a little bit this time. Coventry stepping up now to take number 4.
Go on, miss it.
They have scored it. Same corner again for Coventry. They've gone that way 3 of the 4 times, I think. Mark says, I grew up in Wembley, used to walk to the stadium for home international matches. Mate, you sound like Raheem Sterling here. He always talks about how he used to be able to see Wembley from his doorstep. Lovely story. That'd be great. I can see Walton and Hersham about from my house. So you're doing better than me there. Very nice. Indian coach is predicting sudden death.
I mean, it is sudden death now, isn't it? At 4-4, it's sudden death.
Yeah, miss now and you're gone. The Coventry keeper is shouting at the Luton player as he steps up. He's trying to put him off. Step back onto his line. Here comes the Luton guy. So I don't know his name. Number 8 has scored a lovely penalty. Berry has scored. Right. So Luton have scored all 5 penalties and they've all been good. And Coventry's captain is now wandering forward. He's walked past the Luton player. He's got a little smirk on his face. Oh, he's shouted something too. Like he's like not at the player, but just like.
He's not missing then. He's not missing. If he's smirking and shouting, he's not missing.
He's supremely confident. Kelly. He's currently got the ball between his knees.
Top business.
He's standing right by the penalty spot. The Coventry fans are like praying. They've got their heads in their hands. This guy seems the least bothered person I've ever seen step up for a pen, and he's just slotted it straight in. Like, that was unbelievable composure. I could not do that in a million years, what he just did. In the walk, my legs would be shaking. I'd have all these doubts. Yeah. I'd be thinking about my family and how they're going to feel about me when I miss. All this stuff.
He does look so confident. He's spinning the ball as well.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. It's like it's a 5-a-side. Anyway, it is sudden death now. Indian football coach was right. It has gone all the way. And Luton's captain is now standing over the ball. So, yeah, next one to miss basically is out. Feel sorry for whoever that ends up being. I really do. Number 3 for Luton. Another pen straight in the bottom corner.
Get in.
Luton have scored. I hope this is okay, people. We didn't really intend to be doing this tonight. We're not a watch-along show. We are an FPL show, and I promise, keep your questions ready.
There was a few that said they weren't interested as well.
Yeah, as soon as this shootout's finished, we're going to give you so much of our time and attention. I promise you. And we're going to go through what we're doing. We're doing captain picks, free hit, all sorts coming up. We see our teams, like, I promise it'll be normal service resumed.
Barella's just scored for Inter as well. So, you know, there's more going on than just this game too. What a player he is.
Going on. We haven't even talked about the fact that Dortmund threw away the league today. It's been a crazy day. Coventry are stepping up. Can he score?
Go on.
No, he's missed. Luton have won. Luton have won. Darbo has stuck his penalty 2 yards over the bar. He's distraught. I feel so sorry for the guy. Luton fans are going absolutely mental. Luton are in the Premier League next season, guys. Like, this is unbelievable. Like, there are very few times there's been a team of this size in the Premier League. Like, this is outrageous. I mean, they've got about 20,000 fans, it looks like, in Wembley today, maybe more. Their ground only holds 10,000. Like, I don't think they've got any money. I don't know how they've got here. I've got to find out. But yeah, the Coventry guy who's missed it is just in tears. He's just like crying his eyes out. It's an awful penalty. But you can totally understand how it gets to you in that moment. Luton are in the Premier, 36,000 fans. I mean, I don't believe for 1 second Luton have got 36,000 fans. I don't know where they found them all. But yeah, it does look like they've got that many marks. Fair play. They're not all going next season. Mate, how are you feeling? I mean, you've actually got some attachment to this. So you've got your uncle.
Yeah, mate. I've just texted him, absolutely buzzing. Shout out Cousin Paul. He's actually my uncle, but we call him Cousin Paul because my mum calls him Cousin Paul. So yeah, congratulations, Cousin Paul. Shout out FPL Boona. Shout out FPL Juice Ash. I know you guys are also there. This is an awesome story. Will Luton be an FPL thing next year? Well, yeah, they're going to be in it. Will we have any Luton players? I'm not so sure. Maybe, I reckon we might have a backup Luton goalkeeper on our bench or something.
We might. But what we will be doing is we'll be targeting Luton's early fixtures for when they get absolutely battered.
Haaland versus Luton. Triple captain game week 1 on a single game week.
Jedi says they got plenty of money now. Well, they're certainly going to need to sign some players. And look, in the other side of my job, I look forward to finding out a bit more about this and what Luton do on the transfer front. I don't know if I've got any Luton contacts, so I'm really going to have to work on that. And those contacts that I did have about 10 years ago are going to have to be getting a call or a text message in the next couple of days, see if they can help me out. Fatal says target Luton FPL. Yeah, absolutely. Did we target Forest when they came up? Did you feel like we were targeting
them? No, because the transfer window was good for them because they were signing some names. I think we targeted Bournemouth.
Targeted Bournemouth, that's true. Yeah.
We definitely targeted Bournemouth. And because Scott Parker was losing every game, he had some big scorelines against him, didn't he? But yeah, awesome news. I guess we should crack on with game week 38.
Let's go.
Now.
Yeah, let's crack on.
38 game week. So look, we've done our intro. Let's move on now. Straight away, off the back, we're going to be looking at some tips and chips. Here we go. We've got Taufik all the way from South Africa. Taufik, thank you for joining us and really appreciate you tweeting a photo of me yesterday on Premier League Productions because I never get to watch that. So I was actually used your photo and posted it on my Instagram channel. So thank you for that, mate. Should have credited you for it. Look, captaincy picks. Dean, at the moment, and it could change off the back of this discussion, where are you at? I am on Captain Haaland and I think I'm set, but I've seen in the community there are more votes on a Twitter poll I saw going Salah than Haaland, and there's a lot going Kane and Bruno as well. Let us know in the chat who you're captaining. But yeah, Dean, where are you at before we look at these numbers?
So at the moment, Haaland is set as my captain, but as I said in the last show, I'm chasing down 4th spot in my mini league, which I don't know, makes me 100 quid or something. Whereas where I'm now, I get nothing. So I've got to target the guy that's in 4th. He's got Salah and he's got Haaland. He's currently got Haaland as captain. I think he'll go Haaland captain.
Yeah.
I presume he's going to stick with that. So I've got to go different. I have to go different. There's absolutely no point me doing Haaland. Now, the problem is, for me, I don't have Salah. So at the moment, like, just to have a quick look at what options I'd have, I obviously brought in Saka.
Yeah, you've got Saka. And if he'll either start or not play at all.
Or not play at all. Do you know what? I might set Saka as captain and set Kane as vice captain.
Love that. We didn't even put Kane on this. I ruled Kane out, but you're right to consider Kane. And there's a few in the chat, like straight away asking for the chat suggestions. I'm seeing a lot of Kanes, a lot of Salahs, a lot of Brunos. Akinton's going Saka. Very few seem to be going Haaland. Gets Footsie says Haaland, no debate, but there's more love for Salah and Kane than Haaland so far. And it's what I saw on Twitter too.
So FPL Matty win a lot says Dean makes me laugh so much holding that mic. Trust me, everyone, I don't want to be holding this mic.
I like it.
It's snapped, and I haven't looked into even how you get this fixture because it's like an additional part of the mic, and the stand snapped and all sorts. It's really annoying. It's actually quite heavy, this mic as well. So I'm glad it makes you laugh, mate. It's really awkward. And sometimes I literally have to lay it down here for a while just so I can have some time for my wrists to recover. Anyway, back to the show.
Let's look at some of these numbers then. Look, Haaland, we know his numbers from the season and we know Salah's. But when we look at the fixture, Haaland goes to Brentford, Salah goes to Southampton. Let's just talk these two first. The easier fixture there, clearly, is Liverpool's fixture. But when Liverpool score a goal, and you see you get an alert on your phone, Liverpool scored at Southampton. Yeah. You think, Salah's got a good chance of being involved. When City score, you get an alert on your phone. You just know you're going to see a Haaland goal. And it's because of the point swing within the team, the share of points within the team. I think there's way more routes to goals, especially tomorrow, where I think Darwin or Jota will play, if not both of them. And they get a lot of big chances, these guys. Salah does way better without those two in the team, by the way. When Jota and Darwin play, big chances fall their way and therefore fewer to Salah. And we're definitely going to see one of them start. Klopp has said the guys that haven't been getting minutes will get minutes. So that puts me off Salah. And Haaland, I'm confident Haaland starts. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets 90. Therefore, that's, I guess, why I'm going there.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, you've also got like this overall rank thing that you need to, you know, improve. It's a tough one for you, isn't it? Because I'm sure you're tempted to gamble, but you don't really know what is a gamble, what justifies a gamble at the moment compared to the other. What do you get the feeling like other content creators and stuff are doing right now? Like, do you think that they're sticking or?
Most content creators are more boring than I am, therefore they'll definitely go Haaland. But no, there'll be loads that are chasing, and if you're chasing, you don't go Haaland. Like if let's say you've got a rank of 200k and you're really unhappy with it, and you're like, I've got to Hail Mary it because I could still get in the top 100k. It's unlikely, but to do that, I've got to go rogue. Then you're going to captain a Saka or a Bruno.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think most will end up playing safe. But to many, Salah is the safer bet. Because if we look at, and there's a lot of content creators out there that put minutes before anything. And I probably don't. And that's why I went Wilson over Isak. It was like, I knew Wilson wasn't going to get 180 minutes. And I knew Isak probably would. And I doubt Haaland gets 90. And I know Salah will get 90. And I know Bruno will get 90. That doesn't necessarily bother me. I'm happy to sacrifice on some minutes for a player that I back to score. So yeah, I guess that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I mean, just a reminder on Kane. Like I know that like there won't be too many people going there, but he loves a last day goal. Like every single time he plays in the final day. There was 1 year when he was injured. Every other year he's scored at least one goal on the final day of the season. Weighed in with assists alongside them too, about half the time. 1 year got a hat trick against Hull. Like, look, Tottenham's season has been bad, but Harry Kane has not been bad. And as I said the other day, I do think, or yesterday even, I do think that the fact Leeds need to win this means that holes will open up, and it's Kane that will eat up the chances, either on the break or that they get a pen and Kane's the one who takes it. Whatever it ends up being, I do feel like Kane should probably be in this list.
Love that. We've got a poll in our chat. That is awesome. So how does this work? Okay, so as soon as you vote, you see the outcome. Oh. But that outcome's changing all the time.
Where is it? Oh, yeah. Like it. Okay.
So, yeah, straight away, Salah's the most popular option.
Wow.
Even with me saying all those reasons to go Haaland, still Haaland is less popular than Kane and Salah. And I think it's the minutes risk. People are worried about minutes, and I get that. Like, there's no banker that he starts that football match.
Yeah. Wow, Kane's got 36% of the vote. Didn't expect that early on. Everyone, make sure you vote. We've got 175 of you watching. We've got 50 votes in so far. So make sure you all do get a vote. Bruno, obviously not in the list, but do you reckon there are many people outside of this four that would be going that way?
There's always that United tax, isn't there? Because there's so many United fans. But knowing United don't need anything from the game anymore, that turns me off Bruno a bit. But I mean, 100%. we should talk about Saka and Eze as the really out there punts, I guess, because for me, the fixture with the biggest ceiling of all, and it's because they're playing at home. Like, yes, Liverpool and City, but they're away fixtures. Loads of reasons to go big at the Emirates. This is a celebratory mood, surely, at the Emirates tomorrow. Like, it's been an incredible season, and I think in front of the home fans, big scoreline, and Saka could go and bag 2-3 returns quite comfortably if he starts. I know he's flagged. He's flagged along with Reece Nelson and with who else? Trossard. But I wouldn't be surprised if they either start or they don't feature at all. So you haven't got to worry there. You'll just have your vice get it.
Yeah. Absolutely that. I mean, I do like Saka. I haven't seen... I've been out today, so I don't know if there's been any update. I assume there hasn't been an update on a Saturday, to be honest, is there? We don't tend to hear much of news leaking on a Saturday anyway, if there's Sunday games, especially for a final day. Most people would not be working today, but tonight we might start to get a few things. So remember, like, when, journalists will typically hold back their news till 10:30 UK time. Like, that is the traditional time that embargoes are set in this country. So it might be worth a quick look tonight once it's 10:30 English time, just to flick through like the traditional news sources, just to see if there's anything there in Arsenal reports from the journalists that have been covering them, just in case they've got an update today, because they would definitely have been chasing that. So keep an eye out just in case.
I did see a photo today. It's always United. United just have the most eyes on them, don't they? I saw a photo of a training session which was leaked. It was maybe from yesterday, but it wasn't on like the United website, I don't think. But Shaw was featured. Shaw was training. So, Shaw, obviously, I still think he has a good chance of missing the game despite him training. Because he went off so early. And when a player goes off early, it's bad. Well, bad enough to keep him out of the game, because, you'd try and make it to half time and then assess, but he went off before that. Or did he go off at half time? I can't remember. It was definitely first half. It was definitely didn't come out for the second half. Eze, Bill says, what about Eze? No love there. Definitely love there, which is why he's on the short list. I think reason to buy him for sure. It's just banking on a team like Palace, because they're not the most reliable. But under Roy Hodgson, they're scoring goals. They scored 4 against West Ham only a few weeks back at Selhurst Park. The ceiling should be high. And I do think Forest probably been partying all week. Like, Forest's season was done the moment they beat Arsenal. Like, they're in Ibiza already. They're in Vegas already. And Crystal Palace, you could argue they've in Ibiza and Vegas for a month. But they're playing differently. They're playing so well. And they won't have the same hangovers. So I fancy Eze. I don't think I see him as a captaincy pick. But if you're really chasing, maybe.
Gabriel says Maddison captain. I don't see that. Maddison's just not got enough form about him, has he? No,
he's been dreadful. Actually, he's been really poor.
I'm not sure, like, if he's playing. I don't. If he's playing in pain or something. But Maddison's just not been on it at all. Wouldn't touch him, to be honest.
Yeah, Gabriel, I've seen him live twice in the last month, and he's been so disappointing. So much so that against Newcastle, was a really important game, him and Barnes were both on the bench. Yes, it was a different system, but not enough to be in the 11. He'll be in the 11 tomorrow, and he'll be back to a back 4. They got a win against West Ham, but I'm not backing a Leicester win or goals there. Not many anyway. And that West Ham game, by the way, guys, for those that think, the focus is on the Conference League final, it's something like 9 or 10 days away. So West Ham need to be full strength. They all need a run out.
Yeah, we said last night, didn't we? There's no point in West Ham resting players right now unless the players are genuinely got injury problems. So I fancy West Ham to win, to be honest.
Yeah. So there we go. Captaincy. It feels like Haaland is a little bit of a differential. Like, if you're playing really safe, you probably go Mo Salah. Kane, if you own him, but again, Kane's vote here is super high, knowing his ownership is lower than the other guys. So those that own Kane, a lot of them go in there. I can't vote Kane because I don't own him. So yeah, Kane and Salah currently on 36%.
Maybe I need to just go Kane.
24.
Yeah, maybe I just need to go Kane.
I think Leeds win.
Yeah, I don't know why you think that.
Yeah, they've done nothing. To be fair,
they've done nothing to give you that.
I just think Tottenham are really, really bad. Like Brentford just beat Tottenham 3-1 in London.
They're also ludicrously inconsistent. It's the last game. They got there's no point. No, this doesn't really matter anymore. It's going to be a clean slate from next season under a new manager who they don't even know yet. They're up against a team that are more desperate than they are. I just think that they just go out and play and not worry about it. I'm not saying they definitely win. I'm just saying like they definitely will score.
Yeah, that's fair. Good stuff. All right, well, let's move off captaincy. Keep adding to the poll, guys. Thank you for your contributions. And guys, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do that. Make sure you hit the like button. Let's have a look now. I think we've got a free hit draft we can show you guys. Oh, yeah. So there are people out there still on a free hit. I feel like bench boost is a weird chip to have in 38. I know a couple still have it. But free hit's not a weird chip to have. I like a free hit on the last day of the season. Quite a lot of fun. This was a team I put together a few days ago before we knew about Saka being flagged, before whatever. But I kind of like it. I'd like to accommodate Eze, and I couldn't in midfield. I want to go big on United and Arsenal, and obviously Salah is in there. So because I can't go Eze, I was like, I want Palace attack. I'll just go Edouard. And I know Edouard's rubbish, but he started the last game and I think he scored. And I think he'll start the next game. We're seeing Edouard, Elise, Eze, and Ayew. All four of them started. And I think they all could be good picks on a free hit. I've got Ferguson there, who, again, you could easily argue should be in the 11. And if Saka didn't play, he'd come in. So what do you think of this team, Dean? Like I've pretty much singled out a couple of teams. I've got 2 Palace players in the 11, 3 Arsenal, 2 Liverpool, 2 United, and then an Everton and a City. I'm backing Everton for a clean sheet, clearly.
Yeah. I've always never really understood the logic of having a free hit the last day, but now I've seen that team. Like, what a lovely way to end the season, wouldn't it be, to be able to field that team? Like, it'd be so much fun. Actually, be much more looking forward to it than I am. So yeah, I think the team looks great. Got to be confident. I don't know if I don't know. I'd go double Man United is the one thing I'd say. I'm not sure.
I picked this before they beat Chelsea, actually. So yeah, I wonder if that maybe changed my mind a bit.
£16.5 million on those two. I'd probably just go Rashford and use the Fernandes money elsewhere, or the other way around.
Could have gone, and then you could go Eze and have a bet, maybe Kane. Eze and Kane.
Eze and Kane, I think I'd prefer.
I'd probably have to save $1 million or 2 elsewhere, but I could do that easily. Yeah, maybe you're right. Kane should, and then because Edouard, like, I've got him in, but he won't play 90. Eze will.
Yeah, exactly. And with Saka, it doesn't matter because if he doesn't play, you got a good sub there to come in straight away. So yeah, I like it. I wish that was my team.
Punter says, if you had a second City player, who would it be, Gianni? And I'm thinking, obviously KDB, right? But money's always an issue. So I think Gundogan and Grealish are both good options. And I do think we see like an almost full strength City team. And if you've got Grealish, so many that own Grealish are selling him because he's missed the last 2 games. Yeah, that means he's going to start Brentford. Don't sell Grealish. Don't sell him, guys. We had loads of questions yesterday. Who to replace Grealish with? You hold him. You hold him.
Yeah, exactly that. Like Grealish, as I said last night as well, for anyone that wasn't there, he is so determined to be playing in that Champions League final, where as soon as the game finished in the semi, they asked Grealish in an interview, like, what does it feel like? He goes, I've just got to make sure I'm training and playing so well between now and the final to make sure I'm on that pitch. And It's like, well, yeah, you haven't really been seen actually since the semi-final. So like, this is basically his audition to make sure he is fielded in the Champions League final. So 100% I expect to see Jack Grealish.
Yeah. My cousin Paul, my uncle, has just texted me, so I've got to read it. Book me a hospital bed. Oh, I love it. Got some good photos earlier in the day. All looks quite chill. Then I've got my come on biz emoji and yes, and it's like, book me a hospital bed.
Yeah, it looks chaos actually there. They've just lifted the trophy, Luton, to confirm they are the latest Premier League team. They're certainly enjoying themselves. Looks like they're going to have a good night tonight.
Amazing. So yeah, there's my look. This free hit team could have accommodated a fair few players, and actually, we're going to show some differentials now, which not all of them are in the free hit 11, but I also like them. So my free hit was all about going big on a few teams. If you're just making free transfers, you obviously you can only back one or two if you've rolled. So let's have a look at some of the individual players that I've backed, some differentials to consider this week. So top three. Now this was done just before Dominic Calvert-Lewin was ruled out. So you probably got to ignore. You have got to ignore him. He is confirmed out, and Trossard's also now doubtful. But I think we'll get team news for Arsenal. They're one of the teams we often get leaks. So if you're on FPL Twitter and you see Trossard starting, he's a really good pick. But so is Odegaard and Saka.
Yeah. What do you think of Gabby Jesus, by the way?
As an FPL punt for the final day, I really like it. In terms of as a player, yeah.
No, as a punt for the final day, I meant, I was just
can't
thinking,
hit a barn door, can he?
Early today, I was just like, they got Wolves, like he'll get a ton of chances. He gets so many opportunities in the box. He does have a lot of shots. I was like, should I be looking at Jesus? I don't think I'm going to, but in terms of a differential, I don't think it'd be a bad path to go to. This could be a game where Arsenal win by 4. So,
yeah, I like that. In fact, I don't know if we can just go back to that free hit team, because I want to see what that looks like with Gabby Jesus in there, because that's a great shout. Like, I think I've got 3. Okay. No, I went for. So let's say Saka comes out. You go Edouard instead of Jesus, and then it gives you a sort of 5 to 6 million midfielder. You could go Eze. So yeah, definitely Jesus and Eze over Edouard and Saka. I think knowing the flags.
I think so. Yeah, I was going to say, like, just to take that risk factor out of it, like, it'd be quite easily done, couldn't it?
Yeah, I like that. Okay, let's move on to have a look at our teams. We've got nearly 200 of you in the chat, which is awesome. Many of you will be watching this on catch up. Remember, the FPL deadline is Sunday afternoon. It's like, I don't know, I think it's at 3 o'clock. The kickoffs are 4:30.
4:30, yeah. The kickoffs.
Has it always been 4:30, Dean? That feels weird to me. 4:30. I think it used to be 4, didn't it?
It was 4 before. Yeah, they've tinkered with it all a little bit recently. Yeah.
We'll go with it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's have a look at our teams coming up next in Pimp My Team. Game week 38, Dean, and I still get that wrong. Pimp My Team or Team Reveal. I always like tips and chips and tips. I always do the wrong way around.
Like a season and a half of this now. Yeah. So as we stand, this is it. Probably going to make another transfer. What we were talking about earlier on, and I think I'm convinced now that it'll be Kane or Saka, or a combination of them to be captain. Happy with that. I've made my transfer early, unfortunately, to bring in Saka, which I probably wouldn't have done if I'd have known he was flagged. There's quite a few here. I'm not Hackpo. I don't know that he's going to actually start this one, so that's a bit annoying. Wilson, not entirely happy. I'm quite up for the idea of taking a hit just to get
a
player in. Yeah. I honestly don't know where I would go. So if you see anything that you think I should definitely do, just shout at me.
Mate, after the press conference, and I didn't put him in the differentials of the free hit, the player I really want this week that I can't get is Jota. I think Jota starts.
Yesterday, didn't you? Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, how can I get Jota? And I've looked, I can't go Wilson to Jota. I don't have enough money. But you, I think, might have enough money in one simple transfer. Although Wilson is still a good pick.
This is the problem. Because Chelsea can't defend to save their lives, I'm like, is Wilson really worth replacing? He's 100% going to get a couple of good opportunities in this game.
You're right.
But again, like I say, everyone in my mini leagues now got Wilson. So, I risk the fact of taking him out and they all score points last day, but it's not really going to affect me. And if he doesn't, and Jota, can I get him? I can get Jota I can have 0.1 to spare.
Ooh,
I could bring in Jota for Wilson. I'll let you guys vote in the comment. Would you do this? Would you stick with Wilson or would you bring in Jota? Let me know. Taufik says he would ship Wilson out and punt on Enciso. Interesting one. I don't totally trust Brighton in this fixture.
No, you've got 3 Brighton already. You can't do that.
Yeah, I've already got 3 Brighton. Yeah, of course. I've got one on the bench. Yeah, can't do it. Where else are we?
Buonanotte could start. There's a few in the comments saying that could happen. Yeah, look, we just don't know with De Zerbi at the moment. He is rotating that midfield a lot. Like, Buonanotte could start and Matoma could be benched.
Yeah, absolutely.
We will see some surprise benchings tomorrow. We get it every game week 38.
Oh, this is really split. Capil, Gabriel, Brian, Bill. They're all saying Jota. Then I've got gets footy and resting Pilgrim and a few others all saying stick with Wilson. And now I'm getting Harry Foster shouting Gabby Jesus at me because I just brought that up a minute ago. Yeah, good point. Good point. You're right to shout that back at me.
Michael Scott saying Watkins, Heather, Edward. Tron saying Vardy, and Tron did ask who the best Leicester assets. Vardy and Maddison will start.
I don't like Vardy anymore.
I wouldn't go to that fixture. I think Leicester are down. Yeah. Don't like it. And you're right, Vardy is not the player we remember this season.
No,
he is so off it. He relied so heavily on pace, didn't he? And he's lost a yard. And yeah, he's playing in a team that aren't firing loads at him as they used to. It's not a great midfield behind him.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, people, I appreciate that. I'll go back through the vote later, and I'll make my decision tonight. But yeah, there's a good chance that Wilson gets replaced by Jota. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Harry says, "What about Firmino?" I don't think he starts. I don't think the farewell is a start. I think the farewell is a cameo off the bench, like it was last week. But yeah, there we go. Let's move on to my team. Let's have a look. Dean's got 1.5 in the bank. I've got 1.1, I think. Let's have a look. Yeah. Annoyingly, this is so annoying that Patterson got injured. I bought him in last week as part of a 4-point hit because I needed the money and I needed a budget defender. But I was like, oh, Patterson, I'll actually play him in game week 38. And then he got injured. So Estupiñán will come in. Fine. I mean, there's an argument to say you could play Botman and Trippier against Chelsea and now locked for a clean sheet. But I think I'll split the difference and play Estupiñán. Transfers, the plan was always sell a Brighton mid, either of them, they're the same price, and bring in Trossard. So I need to wait for team news. If I don't do that and Trossard's not starting, then it's the boring move is Eze, because I think I say boring, he's less than 10% owned, but so many are going to Eze, it feels boring. But like Eze, you could go Elise. I think both Palace midfielders and, IU too, there's an argument to say they're all good picks. The guy I said I really want is Jota. And if I saw team news which said, I don't know, I wasn't getting 11 men out because there's loads of injuries. Remember, I've got an injury in Patterson. I've got Greenwood, who probably won't be starting for Leeds. I don't think Greenwood started last time out. I'm just going to check. I think he played Big Sam's first game. I'm just going to check Greenwood minutes last couple of games. Yeah. 6 minutes, and he got 45 and then 31. But I wonder if there's a way of me getting to Jota from selling in a 4-point hit from selling Greenwood if I saw Jota was starting, or Darwin. Like, if I saw Darwin was starting, I could act on that. They're the same price.
Yeah, Darwin, yeah, for sure. I mean, Matty says he thinks that Jota will be sub and it'll be Salah, Firmino and Darwin. It really could be any combination. Like, it really depends if Klopp's going to play on emotion here, or what he's thinking. Just wants to end with a positive result and potentially a game here that they could smash Southampton, couldn't they? So, like, they're all probably going to get a fair outing, to be honest.
If we saw Haaland was benched, confirmed, I think we sell him.
Yeah.
I think we sell him to Kane, or we sell him to Jota or Darwin.
I'd love to sell Haaland for last day. That'd be great fun.
That would be fun. Like, usually you see Haaland's bench, you can't do anything about it because you know you want him next week. Like, you're never going to sell him. You can actually sell Haaland. Yeah. That'd be cool.
It's a nice call. Anyone brave enough to do it? Let us know in the comments if you've sold Haaland this week.
Yeah. I mean, clearly everyone's brave enough to bet against him on captaincy, which I'm really surprised at. If we look at that poll again, Salah's on 41%, Kane 34%, and Haaland 21%. 5% look at Saka.
Decent number of votes as well. From 150 votes for that to be the vote, like, it's pretty strong.
Yeah, it is. Thank you guys for voting, and of course hitting that like button. Appreciate that, guys. we're going to be moving on, I think, off my team very shortly. As I mentioned, it's the Arsenal fixture I want to target or the Liverpool fixture. So the chances are my transfer room will be a player from Liverpool or Arsenal. And I'll only be taking a hit if I have to. Guys, we've still got 12 minutes left of the show. We want to make this about you. We've got 240 of you watching, which is awesome. Get your questions in. We've got loads of time for quick fire questions. We'll take alternate questions as we like to do towards the end of the stream. Tiffany is up first. Dean, I don't know if you fancy Tiffany's question.
I sell Bruno for Ramsey and Isak for Kane and on a -4. I quite like it. I think go for that. Like I'm not saying it's definitely going to pay off, but I don't fancy Bruno for that Fulham game. And Isak for Kane. I'm backing Kane big time tomorrow. I did say yesterday Isak's due a goal. Just remembering what I said. I'm going to say go for it. Do it.
Tron, McAllister to Barnes or McNeil or Eze. Okay. Eze, easy here. Like McNeil, just so you know, Tron, played left back last time out. Now, Mikalenko has trained, I think, and could come back in at left back, but McNeil could be a left back. You don't want out of position the wrong way around. Eze clear for me.
Yeah. This is interesting. Like Odegaard or Eze, though.
Odegaard.
Yeah, exactly. There's not many players you're going to give the edge over Eze right now. Odegaard's definitely one of them. Lovely fixture. He's been one of the players of the season. He's at home. Like they need to lift the crowds again, and Odegaard is the man to do that.
Arsenal will score 2 goals or more. Palace might not score 2 goals or more. Like that's no banker.
Yeah, exactly that. Like just remember how many times Arsenal have scored 3-4 goals at home this season. Like this could be a trouncing.
Yeah, Amar says it. Like my move was going to be McAllister to Trossard because I'm 0.1 or 0.2 short of Odegaard, but Odegaard would be my absolute priority. And a captaincy call, why not? Like we've said, Captain Saka, if he's an option, then Odegaard is.
Yeah. Yep, don't see why not. Right. Worth punting on Martial? No. Sancho? No. Or Garnacho? I'd like to say yes, but I'm going to say no. Don't know which of those players is going to start. You don't know how many minutes they're going to get. Half of the time they get presented with a good chance, particularly the first two there. They miss them. I really, really don't see the point, unless you want to put yourself through the mill on the final day of going down that path. I think there's such better options out there.
If we had a Man United leak and we saw Garnacho was starting,
that would be interesting.
Fun.
Yeah, I'd like.
He's 4.1 as well, I think, Dean. Like everyone can afford him. I've got 3 United players already, so I'm blocked from that move, which is annoying.
Yeah, Garnacho's the most exciting of all 3 for sure.
Yeah, Gabriel, Haaland to Mitro. You're selling your 2 Man City players. I think both of them start, Gabriel. So just wait. Unless that's confirmed that they're not in the 11, you absolutely do not make either of those moves.
No, yeah, because you've got to weigh it up. Like, what's Haaland going to get compared to Mitro as well? Like, it's not worth it. Like, Mitro's not likely to score more than 1 goal at Old Trafford. So it's as much as I'd love it to be true that he does score more, the likelihood is it's not. Okay, Adam says Mac 10 and Mahrez to Eze and Odegaard. Yeah, lovely upgrades. Mac 10 unlikely to play, and Mahrez not sure. Well, Mac 10 will play, but you know, I mean, like not a full game. So yeah, do it.
Yeah. What do you make of Mahrez? Knowing we know that Bernardo Silva will start the Champions League final. We know Bernardo Silva probably starts the United derby. Maybe not. Maybe doesn't that one. But if he's starting the big finals, which Pep uses him in like the big Champions League games, does that mean Mahrez is more or less likely to start tomorrow? It's one or the other.
I find it so difficult. I think I find him the hardest player to predict when he plays.
Yeah,
I really never seem to identify what a Mahrez fixture is. But when he's there, he's so effective. Really difficult to call on Mahrez. Stephen, by the way, says, "Where's Ali?" Good point. I imagine he's extremely stressed somewhere, is what I can imagine. Have you spoken to him, mate?
I spoke to him this morning, yeah. And he's pretty chill. He said he's still not 100% set on what he's doing, and he said he will be watching tonight's stream. So I'm guessing he's not watching live. We've not seen him in the chat, but he'll be tuning in later for sure.
Yeah. We'll all be cheering him on. Ali, wherever you are right now, good luck, mate. You've got the whole of the Green Arrow army behind you.
Dario wants to go Robbo. Yeah, Robbo is likely to be out, I think, to Tarkowski, like that. And then you could go Bruno to Odegaard, Saka from -4, Wilson to Kane. Okay, I don't know about the last bit of that question, Dario, but yeah, Tarkowski's a good move. And again, selling Wilson is tough. Like, my only route to Jota is Wilson, but it's a good fixture. I'd be reluctant to sell, definitely for a hit.
Yeah, Baddy's wondering about Watkins on captaincy.
Oh.
Just like his radar's gone. Like, I don't know what to say about him. Like, obviously, if you judge him over the course of a season, or certainly since Emery's come in, and I'd be like, yeah, like the guy's definitely like turned around. But I can't back him. Mr. Penn last time out too. Like,
oh yeah,
just not there for me.
Form has to be important. And the reason we're not saying Maddison, we're not saying Vardy, we're not saying Watkins is because they've all been playing poorly of late. The reason we're backing Salah and Eze and Odegaard is because they're all flying. Form has to count for something in this game. And you'd be massively backing against that, Abdi. Harry asks, what should we do with Isak? I feel like Howe is going to start him up front, either by himself or alongside Wilson. The fact he said he's going to try things a little bit differently tomorrow. Like Dean said yesterday, he is due. I don't think I'd sell him. He's such a good footballer as well. He's fun to watch. Like, next season, after having a year in the Prem, I think he's going to have a big season.
Yeah. He's such a hard player to call.
He's also very good on the left, isn't he, Dean? I've seen him on the left, and I'm like, are you better on the left? Because you've got a bit more space there, and he's a great dribbler.
He's so good at dribbling. Like, he just teases people, and he's just so rapid too. Simicast on a free hit. Don't hate it. Yeah, I mean, there's a good chance there'll be ammunition coming in and clean sheet points there too. Yeah, not one that I've pondered until now, Richard. But yeah, absolutely. I think that's very fair shout.
Yeah, I think he'll still take half the set pieces that Robbo would have taken with the left foot. And I was at 200k. Can I make it in top? Yeah, you can. You can definitely. I was looking at Ali's rank history earlier. So Ali, world number 1. And he had a couple of game weeks where he went, like, definitely halved his rank. I've got it in front of me. Can't find it. He had a few weeks where he, like, very easily doubled his rank. So it's more than possible. Halved his rank, sorry. You can. You just need to, if you're going to make those big leaps, you have to have a proper rogue differential captain. Like, you can't captain Salah, Kane, Bruno, or Haaland and half your rank, because they'll all be so popular. But you can have a win with a Eze or an Odegaard. It doesn't have to be a completely out there punt, but just someone you know is going to be really lowly owned. You know, you could go, Garnacho's starting. I'm not only going to buy him, I'm going to captain him, because why not, you know?
Yeah, definitely that. Right, this one for me. Will, I have Pope and Kepa with Chelsea being so poor. Would it be worth a risk? -4 to change. Pickford, yeah, of course. Pope missed in the last game. Chelsea playing Newcastle. I'd say highly unlikely to keep a clean sheet there. I don't know that it's worth the -4 though. Like, that's I'd probably still just play Kepa.
He'll get save points.
Yeah. I honestly, yeah, I would probably stick with Kepa, like you say. Newcastle will have chances. If he lets them in, he lets them in, but there's a chance he stops them. Even if Newcastle do score, he's going to have to make some saves in that game, and to make up for the point lost is going to be tricky. Certainly, no guarantees that Pickford can do that.
Yeah, Pickford's not a banker for a clean, so you can't.
No.
Tiffany has back, and Ciso. Tiffany, that's a really easy hold for me. I know you're probably worried about minutes, but I think he'll start. He hasn't. I think he's played, like, what? Did he play 55 the other night and 45 the week before or something? Like, he can play. I'd hold him.
Yeah, I think that's the
Love
wise
Ciso.
decision.
What a player he is,
mate. I don't know where they find, like, how
he's the biggest prospect at the moment at Brighton, because the Ferguson's amazing. Like, they've got good kids. You know, Matoma's a bit older, but clearly a baller. And Ciso at 19 is the one, isn't he?
I think he is. But then there's probably some we haven't even seen yet. They're getting ready for next season. So I
Yeah, like
don't know.
Buonanotte only just featured, and you're like, who's this
Literally
guy?
has just come out of the blue. Like, oh, what about this kid? Throw him out there for a bit.
Argentinian.
Like, absolutely ridiculous. As in differential or a high-owned player that you don't have with a haul potential. Oh, this is one for you more than me, mate. Anyone that jumps out at you?
A differential or high-owned player that I don't own with a haul potential. Jota, I keep saying it. Like Jota, definitely. I'm looking at Liverpool, I'm looking at Arsenal, I'm looking at City, because they're the three teams you just back for goals. So there are differentials in all those teams. Like Mahrez, if he starts, yeah, a really good pick. Jota and Darwin, if Darwin starts. Trossard, if he starts. So it's like, what is he, like a couple of percent owned? That's why I really wanted to go Trossard this week. I thought it'd be really fun.
Yeah.
Reece Nelson, if he starts, why not back the team and then just buy one of their attacking players? And it's Arsenal, Liverpool, and City.
Yeah, absolutely. That Abadi, is this the last stream of the season? Well, it is the last FPL stream of the season, yeah, because obviously it's all ending. But it's not the last stream, no, because we're going to be coming back with shows over the summer. So I'd imagine as soon as the Champions League is tied up, we'll start turning our attention to transfers and towards next season. So make sure that you've rung the alarm bell, you get your notifications on, because I don't know exactly when it will be. It probably will be the week after the Champions League final, around then. Probably stick to the Monday night slot for us to appear, but also there's going to be probably some reactive stuff happening. Jumping on, like reacting to give you guys transfer news, to give you guys insight. I'm going to try and get some other guests on here too. I've got, one guy coming on who's like brilliant at Newcastle insight. I've got another journalist that I was chatting to yesterday who's keen to come on, Sammy Mokbel, who is great on like Tottenham, Chelsea, Arsenal. So I'm going to try and get some really good stuff over the summer. So make sure you guys keep coming back, and I'll make sure we tie it all in too, and we still have an FPL feel to it, but it will be, some transfer stuff. Adam says, are we doing a stream on Monday? I hadn't even thought of that. Are we doing a review on Monday? I don't even know about that.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. We haven't actually had that discussion. That's a good point. We do normally do a review show. I don't know. Producer, if you can see us, maybe you can shout at us from the private chat and see whether if we're doing that. Don't know. Definitely set your notifications on. Don't know
if we're not back on Monday, as Dean said, we'll be back very soon.
It says to be decided. Let's see how exciting it is. Maybe we need to round off the season once and for all. I tell you what, if Ali wins it, we probably do need to come back to celebrate our champion.
We could do a deep dive of Ali, like just going through it. Like I was looking.
We have a champion. We need a parade. We need him with the trophy. We need to all tell him how proud we are of him. So keep an eye out, guys. Like
we could be like, Ali, we're going to be talking about you for at least half an hour. Can you make sure you're in the chat?
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, who knows? We might be here Monday. Let's see. Adam says party, Ali party if he wins. Yeah, we'll bring loads of beers out and all sorts. The champagne will be here.
Ali doing an FPL watch long, says Tron. Yeah, I don't think he is. I think he wants to keep away from all cameras tomorrow. So yeah, I'm sure he'll be in the stream through the summer though, because what Ali loves about Chasing Green Arrows is the FPL chat, but he really loves just the loose football chat, which I hope you guys get a lot from as well. And obviously tapping into Dean's knowledge with transfers and team lineups is useful for FPL, but I think the summer and around the window is obviously where, Dean, you come into your own. So I'm really excited to see some of those early shows this summer. I won't be around for all of them, but I'll definitely be watching when I'm on holiday in France, mate.
Is that what you're off to? France, is it, mate? Yeah, very nice
stuff. Driving to La Rochelle, which I was like, I want to get as south as possible because I want sun. But then I'm like, I've got a 1-year-old in the car, and I've just looked today, and I knew this when I booked the Airbnb, but from Calais, it's 7 hours. So, and I've got to get to Calais. So it's a ton of driving. And I live 4 hours from Dover, 3.5 hours from Dover. I'm in the middle
of a day
in
the car.
So it's a proper day in the car. So the wife's like, why did we have to go so far?
Oh, mate. Well, I've done 12 hours on a plane with a 1-year-old, and it didn't go as badly as I feared. So Yeah, you got hope. Salah won the captaincy vote. He got 40% of the votes. So Salah's got 40%, Kane 34, Haaland 21, and Saka comes in with basically nothing, 3% from 200 votes. So thanks to everyone that voted. I just saw a message from Tafiq saying thanks to us both for an amazing season. Look, thanks to all of you too for have been jumping on here like twice a week. We love the fact that you all stick around for the entirety of the show and the comments, and like it feels like we all know each other, doesn't it? It's a bit weird.
Yeah, I really feel like there's a fair few. Like I'm seeing Puncher in the chat, and we had CH earlier. There's loads. Luke's just popped up. Like so many of our chasers, our regulars, week in, week out. Eddie's always with us. So many of you are. I can't give you all a shout out, but yeah, massively appreciate it. We might see you Monday, but if we don't, we'll see you very, very soon. But for now, guys, good luck this game week. He's been Dean, I've been Janny, and we've been chasing green arrows.